Page 23, A Little Shop of Horrors. From another musical. I think there's a movie on this too. The hard part here is going to be the rhythm. So we got to look at that. I look it over, it's 3 pages long, treble bass clef, 3 sharps in the key signature. So it's either an A major or F sharp minor. I think if you look, you're going to find this is an A major, but I'll do the scales and arpeggios for both. A major and F sharp minor. This lets me know which black keys to play. I get used to playing in that key because I play the notes in the scale. And that way the key signature, I don't care what the key signature is, I just play the notes in the scale. And I got it. 4/4 time signature, let's take it one hand at a time here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is the tricky part here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Kind of repetitious, isn't it? Go down to measure 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because we're playing on the ends. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Ugh. Bottom of the page, last measure. 1 and 2, because really it's 1, 2, 3. That's it. And we got to get those 2 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 E ended, 2 E ended? No. 1 and 2. I'm too lazy to go 1 E ended, 2 E ended. Just put it in. As far as the fingering goes, if you don't want to use the awkward fingers, then you got to change it. You can always use the thumb on the A on measure 10. Here, and then you'd rather, but it's good practice to use the awkward fingers. Here, I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger and rolling it here. It's a boom. It feels weird at first. It's like this. But practice it and stick with it. It actually comes. It's very nice. And it comes in handy in pieces when you can do that. Let's go over to measure 33 at the end. It's the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Keep playing on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3. See what the left hand's doing. It's here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2. See, the left hand rhythm is different than the right. So this is going to be fun when we put them together. Something to look forward to, I'm sure. So let's put it together and see what we get. The hands together, it's here. 1 and 2 and. See, if you look between the stabs there, they line up. The notes line up. And you can see how they play together. Let's go down to measure 23. You have whole notes here, and then it's 1 and 2 and 1. This is measure 24. 1. And here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Measure 25. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. At the bottom, measure 33. The rhythm's about the same in the hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And at the last 2 measures, here, that last note in the left hand is tied to the, you don't play it again, hold it down. Hold it down. And then, so once I have the hands together, I sort of know what it feels like, then I'll go back over it very slowly in sections and pieces and work out the hesitations. And then once I can do that, I think about the articulation, which they don't really give much. You get a few staccatos, like measures 12 or so. Hits at the wrist and bump, bump. Just short hits at the wrist here. That's about the only articulation. You get a few accents too, so you play the accent notes a little louder. Okay. Then the dynamics apply to the melody here. Left hand, soft. Soft. And then when you get down to the measure 9, That's come down a little bit. Come down a little bit. The left hand just out of the way. Anyway, put in the dynamics, and then once I have the dynamics done, then I think about the speed, and this is just a steady. I tend to play it too fast. Just a nice steady feel. 2, 3. That's fine all the way through. That's good enough. Now they've added pedal in a few places, like in measure 23, 24, all these where you have these. You don't need pedal. You can put it in if you want to. I'm not going to show it if that's all they're going to do. Just pedal down with the left hand. Lift the pedal up as you play the next note. Down. And lift the pedal up and measure 26 with the staccato. So measure 25. Here, so we get that. And then come down. Crescendo. And you don't need pedal. But again, at the end, this note, you can pedal that. Just pedal down, up and down with the note. Because it's accented and it's loud, and we just add overtones to it. I don't know that I would add pedal anywhere else. You can experiment and see if you think you like pedal anywhere else, but don't cover up the staccato. And don't blur the melody. At the beginning, if you were to pedal that, I'd have to pedal it in such a way that I'm not smearing up the melody. That means I'm pedaling quite a bit, or not pedaling certain beats, or leaving it out on. Maybe I just pedal the repeated notes. So measure 2. But you don't need pedal. That's my point. You can leave it out, the whole piece, if you want to. Now there's another page turn to deal with. How are we going to do that? Again, maybe you just memorize page 23. That would be handy. Both hands are busy, so that means you got to leave out notes. Well, we can't leave out melody notes. That means the left hand's got to go somewhere, because I'll use the left hand. And how many notes I leave out depends on how long it takes me to turn the page. The fewer notes, the better. But somewhere at the bottom of page 23, maybe there, and then I turn right there. I just play this short, and the last measure of the page, play the 8 short, so I got time to get off of that. Yeah? But to turn the page real quick. That's about all I can suggest on this one. Really, you should just memorize the piece. Yeah?